My mother always told me, someday you'll be good at something. I don't think she could have guessed that something would be zombie killing. Zombie kill of the week. Gotta enjoy the little things.
When Zombieland hit theaters in 2009, it instantly became a cult favorite among zombie movie fans and comedy lovers alike. Directed by Ruben Fleischer and written by Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, the film brought a fresh, hilarious, and energetic twist to the zombie apocalypse genre. Instead of relying solely on horror and gore, Zombieland delivered sharp humor, fast-paced action, and surprisingly heartfelt moments that made it stand out from other zombie films of its time. The movie created a perfect balance between chaos and comedy, and it introduced audiences to a set of quirky survivors who would go on to define one of the most beloved zombie franchises ever made. Set in a post-apocalyptic America overrun by zombies, Zombieland follows a socially awkward young man named Columbus, who has managed to survive through a series of strict self-imposed survival rules. His life revolves around staying cautious, avoiding risks, and never letting his guard down. But as he navigates the desolate wasteland, he crosses paths with a tough, Twinkie-obsessed zombie killer known as Tallahassee. Together, they form an unlikely duo whose dynamic quickly becomes one of the film's biggest highlights. Their chemistry, a mix of sarcasm, tension, and mutual respect, gives the story both its humor and its heart. Along the way, Columbus and Tallahassee encounter two sisters, Wichita and Little Rock, who are clever, manipulative, and just as determined to survive as the men. Their introduction brings both tension and excitement to the journey, as the four characters must learn to trust each other while facing danger every corner. Wichita, played with sharp confidence and wit, acts as the emotional anchor of the group, while Little Rock adds youthful energy and mischievous charm. Together, the four form an unusual but lovable family that drives the heart of the movie forward. The film's world is both horrifying and hilarious, filled with abandoned amusement parks, deserted cities, and chaotic shootouts against hordes of zombies. Yet it's not just about survival. Zombieland explores loneliness, friendship, and the human need for connection, even in the most hopeless circumstances. Beneath all the gore and laughter, there's a surprisingly emotional undercurrent that keeps audiences invested in the character's journey. Columbus's timid nature slowly evolves as he learns to take risks, and Tallahassee's tough exterior hides a deep sadness that's revealed through one of the film's most touching moments. One of the movie's biggest strengths is its distinct tone and clever storytelling style. The use of Columbus's voice over narration and his famous rules adds a unique flavor to the film. Rules like double tap, cardio, and beware of bathrooms quickly became iconic, turning into memorable catchphrases among fans. The creative visual presentation of these rules popping up on screen added a playful and innovative element that became part of the movie's identity. This narrative style made Zombieland not just a zombie movie, but an experience filled with personality and attitude. The humor throughout the movie is sharp and self-aware. It often pokes fun at zombie movie cliches while embracing them at the same time. Every scene is packed with memorable one-liners, perfectly timed comedic beats, and moments of absurdity that keep the tone light without losing the sense of danger. The balance between horror and comedy is masterful. The zombies are genuinely terrifying, but the characters' reactions and banter keep the film from ever feeling too dark or heavy. This combination made Zombieland accessible to audiences who might not usually enjoy zombie horror. Visually, the film captures a vivid picture of post-apocalyptic America. The cinematography blends gritty realism with comic book-style energy, turning empty streets, abandoned stores, and crumbling amusement parks into colorful playgrounds for chaos. The action scenes are energetic and creatively staged, from wild car chases to slow-motion zombie battles. Each sequence feels unique and exciting, driven by an energetic soundtrack that complements the film's adrenaline-fueled pace. The editing keeps the momentum tight, ensuring there's never a dull moment as the group makes its way across the country. The movie also features one of the most memorable cameos in comedy film history, an appearance that caught audiences completely off guard and became an instant classic moment. The scene perfectly encapsulates the movie's self-aware humor, proving how Zombieland could make fun of itself while delivering something original and unforgettable. This surprise cameo added an extra layer of fun that fans still talk about years later. Beyond the jokes and zombie kills, Zombieland stands out for its heart. The story is about people trying to find meaning and companionship in a broken world. Each character represents a different way of coping with loss and loneliness. Columbus's awkwardness hides a desire for belonging, Tallahassee's anger masks his grief, and the sisters' distrust comes from years of surviving alone. As they travel together, their bond deepens, turning survival into something more human and emotional. The theme of finding family among strangers gives the movie a warmth that balances its violent backdrop. When it comes to performances, the cast delivers outstanding chemistry and personality. Jesse Eisenberg's portrayal of Columbus is both funny and relatable. His nervous energy perfectly fits the role of a reluctant hero. Woody Harrelson as Tallahassee brings unmatched charisma and humor, effortlessly stealing every scene with his tough guy swagger and emotional depth. Emma Stone as Wichita adds strength and vulnerability, making her character both unpredictable and deeply sympathetic. Abigail Breslin as Little Rock provides a great contrast to the others, blending innocence with a surprising level of maturity. The four actors together create a dynamic that feels real, funny, and heartfelt all at once. What made Zombieland so successful wasn't just its fresh approach to zombies. It was the way it redefined the genre for a new generation. While most zombie movies focused solely on horror, Zombieland introduced style, humor, and a character-driven story. It reminded audiences that even in a world filled with death and destruction, there's still room for laughter, love, and Twinkies. The film's smart writing, memorable characters, and perfectly timed comedy turned it into an instant modern classic. The success of Zombieland also reignited interest in the zombie genre as a whole. It proved that zombie films didn't have to be purely grim or gory to work. They could also be fun, emotional, and clever. Its blend of action, adventure, and comedy influenced countless other movies and shows that followed. Fans embraced the movie's unique voice, quoting its lines, creating fan theories, and demanding more stories from the Zombieland universe. It quickly developed a passionate fan base that continued to grow over the years. The cultural impact of Zombieland was undeniable. From its memorable quotes like "nut up" or "shut up" to its creative take on survival, the movie became a pop culture phenomenon. It sparked memes, fan edits, and discussions that kept it alive long after its theatrical run. For many, it became a comfort film, one that could make audiences laugh, gasp, and even tear up no matter how many times they watched it. The perfect balance of comedy and chaos made it endlessly rewatchable. Even years after its release, Zombieland remains one of the most original and entertaining zombie comedies ever made. It set a high standard for blending humor and horror in a way that few films have matched since. Its characters, tone, and signature rule-based storytelling continue to influence how zombie stories are told today. The movie's mix of smart writing, thrilling action, and genuine emotion ensured its place as a timeless favorite for fans of all genres. More than a decade later, audiences still look back at Zombieland with affection and nostalgia. It wasn't just another zombie movie, it was a statement on survival, human connection, and finding laughter in the darkest times. Its legacy continues to live on through sequels, fan tributes, and endless love from viewers who cherish its wit and charm. Whether you remember it for its unforgettable characters, its hilarious dialogue, or its unique rules for staying alive, Zombieland remains a landmark in modern cinema that redefined what a zombie movie could be. The film's enduring popularity comes from the fact that it never took itself too seriously, yet managed to deliver a story with depth and emotion. It reminded everyone that sometimes surviving the apocalypse isn't just about staying alive, it's about finding reasons to keep living. That mix of heart and humor is what makes Zombieland unforgettable. It showed that even in a world filled with the undead, the best weapon isn't always a shotgun or a baseball bat sometimes. It's a sense of humor, a little courage, and the people you choose to survive with.